If you want to get the top odds every time, bet with Top Sport's Same Game Multi. Top Sport. Feel the excitement.
Gamble responsibly.
G'day and welcome back to another edition of the Same Game Multi podcast on this very wet Wednesday afternoon here where we are recording. That won't dampen our spirits though. We've got a big show planned. We're going to have a look at some EPL with J-Rod's going to head over to the Motherland, check out some news over there. Ches has got a little bit of darts update as well. And as always, the NRL doesn't disappoint, and we'll have a look at the transfer market in the off-season as well. So make sure you stay on side because we're about to kick off. To my left, the man of the hour, Ches. How are you, mate?
Good again, boys. How are we all going?
Good, mate. And as always, the one and only Jerome Burton.
No complaints, boys. No complaints.
Very good. Let's quickly recap our charity bet from last week. Did anyone go any good?
No.
Very close.
I went okay, except I had two legs up. I had Tim Zoo, Melbourne City, and I had I Am Superman to run a place. It actually got scratched. So I got two of my three legs up, got a little bit of a reverted payout for that. So at least there was something ticking in there, lad. So I kept us afloat.
Something better than nothing, isn't it?
Exactly right. So yeah, that was good to at least get something. What about your highlight of your week, boys? What made the angle of your dangle face north?
Mate, mine was an easy one. It was the rain, actually. So on Friday it was, just before I went to work, I got talked into playing cricket on the weekend after I said I wasn't going to play this year. The only catch was it was in Guyra. Basically went up there, 8 overs, got a duck, and it started raining. I was back at the pub by 3 o'clock. There you go. How's that for a Saturday?
Sound like Aaron Finch.
He holds trophies, I don't.
My highlight would have been the Fallon Sherrick run in the darts in the Grand Slam. She did pretty well, beat a lot of guys in there, and it was actually mentioned by one of the players, it's not really men's and women's anymore. It's going to become a pretty much open tournament. She was unlucky. She lost to Peter Snakebite Wright. I can't remember the exact score, but she had a pretty good game against him, actually, and there was talk, it hasn't been set, though, of her maybe being a Premier League contender next year, but I don't think that will happen next year.
16-13, I think it was, to Snakebite, so give a good run.
Yeah.
Very good. For me, it gets a bit of a bad rap for being a fake sport, but I don't know if you lads seen in the WWE, Seth Rollins actually got tackled by a fan. He just jumped the gate and laid a big hit on him, and he's actually been I've heard he's been signed by the West Tigers as their defensive coach. So
maybe they should get Goldberg to go and teach him.
Should have a look at it. Look it up. You'll see it's all over the net. It was a fucking good hit. It come from about 20 metres and just lined him up. But anyway, it was good to see. Wrestling not so fake after all.
Lowlights?
I got none.
I've got one. It's myself. I have to apologise to Hawkeye. He was down at the headquarters on Saturday. We had a couple of beers and a punt, and I was just talking nonsense into his ears all afternoon. So, Hawkeye, I do apologise, mate. I'll tar myself. He knows what was spoken.
Anything from you, mate?
I've got two quick ones. First one's Jeff Fennick on Tim Zoo. He was featured on my low light last week. This week it's because pretty much come out and said that Tim Zoo doesn't have the knockout power of his old man. That guy that he fought was like hitting a cinder block, so he sort of mixed his words up a bit there, saying he's better and now he's not as good. So make up your mind, Jeff. The second one is Man U losing to Watford, which cost me the charity bet last week.
4-1 or something.
4-1, yeah.
Shellacked. Bit of breaking news as we record today. The Paul Gallen Josh Aloiai fight has been called off due to Josh Aloiai testing positive to COVID-19. Also, Joey Leilua as well. They're training together. So that fight's been cancelled. Unfortunately, December 10th, I think it was. Be interested to know whether he was at Manly training or whether they're back yet or not too, because that could have some far-stretching repercussions if he was.
Well, I've seen on social media that there are a lot of sides that are already back. I know Parramatta for a fact they're back.
They need to be,
and they shouldn't have stopped. Shouldn't have stopped. I know, so as you said, it'll be interesting to see. But this is the best thing that I've heard all week. I think for the fact that Gallen won't get a payday. Gallen's a dickhead.
Not going to argue there.
No argument here. All right, let's head on over to the Motherland, mate. You got a bit of update in the EPL, bit of news over there today.
Head over there. So it's official. I spoke about it before that he was on thin ice, and Manchester United have officially sacked Ole, their coach. So he's been given his marching orders, which is it was a ticking time bomb. It was only a matter of time. And Ches, that was after like you said, they lost to Watford in a game. They lost 4-1. They should have won 4-1, respectively, with their side. So it was on the weekend that I had a look at their actual side. They did get saved by Cristiano Ronaldo. Pulled a little goods out against Villarreal this morning, our time, to proceed through to the next round of the Champions League. Boys, how's this for a side? So this is, you guys might not know it, some listeners might. So David De Gea, I'm going to say top 10 keepers in the world. Harry Maguire, he's up there. He's probably top 20 defenders in the world. A couple more. Lukey Shaw, their midfield. Luka Modric. Nemanja Matic, sorry. I read that wrong, sorry. Luka Modric, I was going to say he's moved from, he's made a big move. Boys, in that too, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. They got like Jesse Lingard, players like that, boys. That is a handy side. And for Cristiano Ronaldo, now that I look back too, I sort of feel a little bit sorry for him. I still think he's a stooge, particularly after his comments where he basically expected to be playing Champions League. So he said basically if Manchester United don't qualify for Champions League next year, then I'll leave and I'll find a club who is. To me, that's, mate, wouldn't you want to be digging your toes in and going, righto boys, let's do this. How about rather than me abandoning ship, let's ride this ship and we try and make it through. So, but then again, boys, it was just the same old. Apart from Manchester United, your big 5-1. Chelsea got a good win on the weekend. Manchester City pumped Everton. My side 3-0. And boys, when you talk about coaches that are, the furnace is on, I sort of get the feeling that the Aussie coach Graham Arnold, I think the pressure might be on him, particularly after his one-all draw with China. Talking about coaches with pressure on, I think he's on. So, but having said that too, it was a lot of the big names that are in Football Federation Australia now that they were the driving force to sack Ange Postecoglou, so they could get Graham Arnold signed. So, and Ange has just gone from penthouse to the International Space Station. He's just roared off. So, winning the J League, and at the moment he's only a whisker hair behind Rangers at the top of the Scottish Premier League. So he's not far off some more silverware. So I don't know.
Seems to be a bit cutthroat, that industry over there, even more so than the NRL over here. So obviously some big money in play over there, and you got the likes of that team you just read out. So there's a lot of expectation there, and not living up to the hype.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I think that's 4 managers so far that have got the sack. And when I spoke about the Tottenham manager, he was sacked after 9 games, 3 games a month, and in one of those months he was the coach of the month and still got the arse. So tell me how that works. But like I said before, boys, Mohamed Salah just continues his reign with Liverpool. So in my eyes, best player in the world.
Kicking goals.
Absolutely.
Mate, I'm going to run through a few games and I want to get your tips for the punters out there. So on kicking us off on Saturday, we've got Arsenal versus Newcastle United.
Yeah, Arsenal, easy.
$1.45 there. If you do like Newcastle, $6.25, thanks to Top Sport, who are, of course, our major sponsor, and thanks to them. Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa.
Tricky one.
A bit closer, this one in the market.
Yeah, a lot closer. Who's at home?
Crystal Palace, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Palace.
$2.18 to $3.40 if you like Aston Villa there. This one should be pretty easy. Liverpool versus Southampton.
Yeah, Liverpool by 4.
$1.27, $10 if you do like the roughy Southampton there. Norwich City versus the Wolves.
Wolverhampton.
And $3.40 for Norwich City, $2.15 if
Haven't
you do
said
like
that.
the Wolves.
Norwich they're on 3 on the trot now. I think they're playing good football considering they were dead last and they hadn't won a game in about 9 starts. So
Yeah, okay.
they're struggling, but
I'll skip a few games, but we'll go to Manchester City versus West Ham United.
tricky one. Considering the market probably doesn't reflect how good West Ham are playing at the moment.
West Ham are paying $10.
Oh, is that really?
$10.
Wow,
$1.28 for Manchester
The
City.
Hammers. Haven't said that Man City side is good. You know, Kevin De Bruyne, etc. I think Man City in a romp, but don't be surprised if it could be a sneaky draw.
And lastly, we'll just touch on this one, given what you spoke about. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Chelsea are $1.59 favourites. Manchester City, $5.60. Now, before you answer, generally, like in the NRL, you know, when someone sacks their coach, they usually rally around and come back and get the victory in the next week. Can you see it happening this week over there?
I was just going to say that myself. There's always that chance that interim coach. There seems to be a real good. I actually seen Fletcher and Hindy did a segment on interim coaches versus Craig Bellamy. It was phenomenal. The amount of people that are interim coaches. I'm gonna tip Chelsea because they're just gliding. They're miles in front of everyone else at the competition, and they're at the top of the table and deservingly so, playing good football.
Very good. Some good price outsiders there if you do like a roughie. I know Ches is starting to get a bit barred up down below there.
Them $10 roughies.
That'll be part of his 50-leg multi for sure. All odds thanks to TopSport. If you haven't already joined TopSport, there is a link in our description. Use our code SGM and you can start feel the excitement today. Fantastic sponsors of the show. Ches, over to you, mate. What do you got? A bit of darts for us?
Yeah, back on the darts here. We seen the end of the Grand Slam the other day. As I mentioned before, it was Michael Van Gerwen's time to shine and come through. Unfortunately, he hit the brick wall in being a player called Michael Smith. He actually done him 16-13, same score as the Sherrock Wright game.
Yeah.
MVG just a little bit too wayward with his double finishing there. Had a lot of darts missed at doubles. His scoring was good, but so was Michael Smith. So in that game there, MVG averaged just under 197.4. But 35% on the double success rate. Into the final, we had Gerwin Price and Peter Wright. Now, that game ended up being 16-8 to Price, pretty much a walk around the park for him. 8 180s, nearly 104 average, and 47% on the doubles. So pretty much that means he missed with one dart and then got it straight away with his second.
Do you have a stat on how many times Gerwin Price screamed at the cameras?
Well, there was 8 180s, so they probably would have been about 20-something 140s. So we're probably looking at about maybe high 30s, 40.
So for people who don't know, when Gerwin Price hits a good score, he just turns and screams, "Come on! Come on!" Or "Ooh-ah!" Yeah.
And when he was a Welsh rugby pro, that's how he used to celebrate his tries too. A lot of people think he does it just for show and to put players off. That's how he celebrated his tries. We've got Players Championships starting again this weekend. I was going to touch on a few games because there is a lot. These games here, they're not going to be the best games out of the round, but they're going to be close. So we've got Ryan Searle playing Simon Whitlock. I'm a bit surprised at this one. Ryan Searle, the favourite, at $1.41. Whitlock's nearly $3. I thought that would have been a little bit closer there.
Do you think that's because perhaps Searle's been playing a little bit more darts than Whitlock?
And he's been a little bit more consistent as well. But we all know what Whitlock can do on his day, so that could be a very good one. The old former champ Adrian Lewis is taking on Kim Hybrits, pretty much even in the odds there. They're both sort of floating around about $1.90. Then we've got Stephen Bunting, the former BDO world champion, taking on the former PDC world champion Gary Anderson. This one's going to be a banger. There's going to be lots of 180s and some big finishes. Bunting's $2.01 to Gary Anderson at $1.80. Those three games, they're going to be hard to pick. Can't really lean to any favourites in those, but the viewing will be good. With the World Championships coming up, I mentioned last week, Michael Van Gerwen having his good run. His price dropped 50 cents down to $5, which was on the same line there as Price. After Price winning the Grand Slam, he's now dropped down to $3.90. So $1.10 in 4 or 5 days. So Price is looking to be one of the standalone favourite there for the Worlds. Johnny Clayton's paying $6, Snakebite Wright $7. And Berto, you might like this one. There's a few roughies here that have a good chance of making the semi-finals, if not the final. Jose De Souza, $19. Aspinall, 26-1. And Gary Anderson, 34-1.
I do like the Asp.
Yeah, so that's some high money for those boys.
Juicy.
Did you hear through the week too that Paul Lim he won the Singapore qualifier, so he makes the World Championship at the age of 67, and I could be wrong, but I think this is it might be 29th World Championship all up.
He'd nearly have to have the record for most appearances. I think Steve Beaton has that.
I think he's got him just.
Yeah.
67 boys are still hopefully a year.
Hey,
his nickname's the Singapore Slinger.
Singapore Slinger, yeah.
And he actually was very smart with his money years ago, and he's a very wealthy man. Now, he did lots of investments with his prize money.
Did read something that he owns 2 blocks of the Singapore CBD.
Jesus.
Like in the main stretch of the capital city, so you can imagine what those high rises are worth.
Fire up the TARDIS.
Hey,
he's back again, 2022.
He's back.
Very good. Thanks for that update, Ches. Some great prices there for those outsiders, like you said. $34, I think you said, for
Gary Anderson. Yeah.
Not too bad.
The Flying Scotsman.
Just also want to touch on it, boys. Our BBL tipping comp is still open for registrations. It kicks off December 5th, so about 10 days. So get on over to our website, become an SGM club member, free to join. We'll then send you a link to the BBL tipping comp, and then you can register from there. There's a few, there's a few regular listeners out there that I know are regular listeners that haven't joined yet. So you got 1 week. If you don't join in 1 week's time, I'm going to call you out next week on the show and call you. You're too scared to join because you're afraid you're going to get beat. So don't be that guy. All right. So get on over to our website, SGM Club member. Just scroll halfway down the website. You'll see there you can join up. We'll send you a link and then you can get tipping. Over $500 worth of cash and prizes up for grabs for a competition that lasts only 2 months. So yeah.
Word down to the local is on red hot favourite to run last, so there'll be no threat by me. So,
hey, you're the ones I'll put money on too, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's right.
Let's move across to the NRL, boys. It is the off season, I know, and we been talking about a few other different sports, but NRL is this different kind of beast where it never fails to disappoint. There's always something happening, and I just want to talk a little bit about some transfers and whispers and player movement in the off season. As there always is. So signings for, 2023 and all this kind of stuff. And I want to kick it off with the big one from last week. After we recorded last week, it was announced that, or it was leaked, that Viliami Kikau has signed with the Bulldogs for 2023 and onwards. Obviously, there's been a bit of a kerfuffle from that signing with the photo being leaked on social media a day before the Panthers were doing their grand final parade, which wasn't ideal. Now, with that, the person, it's come out today, the person that actually took the photo, he worked at the club there on $200,000 a year salary. He's now resigned, and I think he walked before he was going to get thrown. So I think they were seeking some legal advice to sack him, but he's fallen on his sword, and he's dropped in his $200,000 a year job. All because of a little leaked photo. So I bet you he's ruined that decision.
Do you reckon he would have been getting a fair sum for that photo, perhaps?
Well, I heard that he just sent it to his mate to say, hey, look what's happening here at the club. He got it off the CCTV footage, and then his mate's gone and spread it around. So like all these other social media blow-ups that happen in the NRL, it's usually someone else's mate or a friend of a friend that fucking does it. It's not so much the individual who took the footage. So
Viliami Kikau did come out and say as well he will be playing 100% for the Panthers next year as well.
Do you believe that?
But I don't know. I don't know. I was just about to say, will he... I don't know.
It's only a short off season. Like, we've only got a couple of months until the trials start, but there is going to be a lot to happen within that couple of months, and that's one to watch. It would not surprise me if he starts next year at the Bulldogs. I know the Panthers are trying to free up some money to keep Api Coruscant, only if he gets his double jab, which he is refusing to do at the moment. So there might be a little bit of play there where they might let Kikau go in order to keep Coruscant. So.
Tim Zil will give him one of them. The old double jab.
The old double jab, the old 1-1-2. Also, boys, anything else on that? Did you want to mention anything else on that or move on?
No, it's the perfect. This is the perfect thing. I heard Matty John saying in his podcast when that was leaked that mobile phones have hit the iceberg. That how often and realistically, it was his own fault. He lost his own job by making a stupid decision and sharing that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But the rumours were there, and that was confirmation. But as Matty Johns, he hit it on the head and said mobile phones have hit the iceberg.
Yep, and you get yourself into trouble with them. Go to you for these couple, J-Rod. Parramatta, they've let some superstars go. Isaiah Papali'i signed a 3-year deal worth $1.8 million with the Tigers. That's $600,000 a season from 2023 onwards. Again, is this one of those ones where he might be there next year, or Parramatta should be doing everything they can to hold on to him? But what do you think? What do you think of the news that he's gone there, and can you see it happening next year?
This as bad as this sounds, because he's such a good player, boys. I'm going to say it's a good signing. It's a good thing that he's gone, because in my eyes, there's very, very little forwards in the game that you'd pay big money for. Now he obviously did have a breakout season. He played some really good football last year. Boys, I think Parramatta would be ridiculous on their behalf to offer him that sort of money. Particularly, people obviously look at the game in a different perspective that I do. Realistically, if he wants that big money and he's not going to get it at Para, well, boys, there's the door. You know what I mean?
I think they're about 150k short of the.
In my eyes,
about 450 they were offering.
In my eyes, I think it's overs.
Okay.
So,
what about Marata Niokore, 4-year deal with the Warriors?
Yeah.
Now this is worth $2.5 million, so that's $625,000 a season. That's $25,000 more than Papali'i. One, is he worth more? And two, there's very strong mail that this will happen next year. The Warriors are pushing for it.
Effective immediately.
Yeah. What do you think?
Very disappointed actually to see him go. He was a big fan favourite at Parramatta. When he left, Para put up a post on socials, and it just got hammered. People posting on there, thanks for your services and everything like that. Myself, I thank him for his service. He's been a wonderful servant for Parramatta over the years. I think it's overs. But then, having said that, too, depends on which way you look at it. Boys, for a big dude, he goes and plays in the centres while Wonga Blake was out and didn't fail.
He's
in
versatile.
fact, I feel he played better football in the centres than he did in the back row. But then again, too, he's adaptable. Again, boys, he can play back row, he can play front row, he can come off the bench, and regardless, mate, I'd hate to see him running back against the Para boys. You know what I mean? So. But, sometimes you got, he's a big fan favourite of mine, and unfortunately, yeah. But in my eyes, I think it's overs as well.
I think he'll be at the Warriors next year. Not all bad news. Gutho has re-signed until the end of 2025, which is great for them as well. We'll just quickly touch on a few others, boys. We are running out of time for this segment. Now, Pearce has gone to the Catalan Dragons, as we know. Who replaces him? There's talks of Luke Brooks from the Tigers. There's talk of Ponga moving into the halves. Drinkwater from the Cowboys coming down to partner Jake Clifford. Obviously, those two had a bit of a partnership up at the Cowboys last year and the year before. What do you think, Ches? Who can you see playing in the halves for Newcastle next year?
I think the smartest thing would be that Cowboys connection. Get him down there and just leave Kalen Ponga where he is.
I can see the argument to put Kalen Ponga in. You want him to get his hands on the ball as much as he can because he is lethal when he does. But he's going to be a much bigger target, for defenders in the middle there as well. He won't have as much time as he does out at fullback with the ball. I can see pros and cons for both. I think Luke Brooks is a bad idea. Yeah. I've mentioned multiple times I don't rate him too much at all. In saying that, it might be good for him to go to another club other than the Tigers. I don't know what's going to happen. What are your thoughts, mate?
In my eyes, I don't think Luke Brooks is the answer. If you move Kalen Ponga to 6, then who takes over 1? Are they as creative as he is at 1? Is he more creative at 1 than he is at 6? I think they're in a bit of a pickle. I think the obvious answer is Scott Drinkwater, but then again, too, he's not going to turn any light bulbs on either.
No, that's right. He's a solid player, and him and Clifford did have a good combination before Clifford did move down to the Knights. So that combination might work again there as well. Brendan Smith, boys, where is he likely to land? He's narrowed it down to 2 clubs, old paper bag Nick and the Roosters, that is, and also the Dolphins. Can you see him being the big signing for the Dolphins that they need to kick off their campaign?
I think so. And in my eyes, the big draw card is Wayne Bennett. And he said that before. He said that how he'd love to be coached by someone like Wayne Bennett, having already been coached by someone like Craig Bellamy. Can you imagine the experience he'd gain out of going to another mastermind like Wayne Bennett?
2 things I see in this is either way, who gets him, any one of the clubs get him, is going to be valuable to that side. Like you just said, being under Bennett, with that new club, he's going to be one of the guns on that side straight away. On the other side, going to the Chooks, or Chooks are the Chooks, I would imagine he would have had a chat with Cooper Cronk too about what it was like back when he was there for those couple of seasons as well. He would have got some info off him, so he'd be wearing it up a little bit, and he did actually have a chat with them a few months ago as well. So he's gone back to him again. So me being passionate, I really hope we get him. It'll be a shame to see him go to the Redcliffe Dolphins.
I think he'll land at the Dolphins. And one more, and we'll just touch on it real quick. Titans lock up Big Tino until 2026, 4-year deal extension worth $3.3 million. That's $825 a season. Really good signing, I think, for the Titans. Can you see him being the captain? Or their next captain, I should say.
Yeah, because he plays more minutes than other forwards, etc. In my eyes, that's huge. But then again, too, boys, that's big money. That's massive money.
Considering they're paying Fafita 1.2, there's $2 million just on 2 players. Yeah. All right, let's wrap this segment up. We'll be back straight after this, and we're going to have a bit of fun as well. Stick around.
Another half win. From punters jumping in early or waiting too late. You get a good price on one leg, but the others have shortened dramatically. You still win, but it feels like you half win. Introducing Top Sport's Best of the Best Multi. Get top odds on every leg, every time. Don't be one of these. Just bet and forget with Bob Multi. Top Sport. Feel the excitement.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
All right, we're back. Thanks for sticking around. We're just going to give our charity bets now as well. Thanks to our major sponsor, Top Sport. Each week they give us $50 to bet with, and all the money that we do raise will be going to our nominated charities in a few months' time. So, Ches, did you want to kick us off, mate?
Mate, I will. This is through the Darts Players Championship, as I mentioned before, played on Friday, Saturday at obscure hours, being overseas. I filled up the Top Sport slots, boys. 8 legs in this one for the multi. We've got Ratushki, Michael Smith, Joe Cullen, Nathan Aspinall, Gerwin Price, Michael Van Gerwen, Peter Wright and Johnny Clayton, all head-to-head. $5.03. The whole 50's going on it.
Nice little
It's
return.
not bad.
You going to go, mate?
Yeah, I've gone the soccer as well. In this, boys, I'm going to go the 2 of the big Aussies, 2 of the big English. So I've gone Chelsea in England, Liverpool in England, head-to-head. Also in Australia, Sydney FC to win, and also Melbourne City to win. And that's $7.43. Got to put the 50 straight on.
Getting juicy. Boys, I'm just going to go over to the Caulfield races on Saturday, Sandown Guineas. I like the favourite, number 12, Festival Dancer. He's paying $3.70 at the moment, and I'm putting the full whack there on him as well. So hopefully he'll get across the line for us. And boys, there would be some happy charities if we get all this up this week. Let me tell you, some great odds there.
Who's the jockey for that one?
Jockey on that one is Craig Williams.
Oh, yeah.
And trained by Matthew Smith. Shout out to Sean out there, who's actually got another horse with Matthew Smith as well, Ruby Gal. Ran a good 4th on the weekend at Gosford in some pretty ordinary weather. I know Sean's a listener of the show. So, all right, boys, we're going to move into now. Get ready, boys, because I've got a new opener. We're going to move into $21 and done. Did you like that opener, boys?
It was good. It was good.
Hey.
Very good.
Big budget here, let me tell you. Bigger the bet, bigger the return. All right, so if you're new to the show, 21 and done. A little bit of sports trivia where I pit the boys against each other. Fastest buzz in gets the answer. If they miss out, it'll go over to the other side. each get a point, and there might be bonus points along the way. Depends on how I'm feeling on the time. So who wants to check their buzzer first?
Ches.
Birdman.
All right, 2 easy ones. I say this every week, but we've got 2 easy ones. Our man, Justin Justice Olam, is of what nationality?
Ches. Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea, and he's on the board nice and quick. I like it. You want to test that buzzer again, mate? All right, what sport would you be playing if you served an ace?
Ches.
Oh,
Tennis.
Tennis, 2-zip. Which AFL team does Dustin Martin play for?
Birdman. Richmond Tigers.
Richmond Tigers, 2 plays 1. This is nice. What is the surname of the brothers who purchased the UFC for $2 million in 2001?
I can't think of their surname.
Yeah.
I can picture him, but
Starts with F.
You.
Right. No good?
No.
Fasua Ala Malawi.
Fertitta, Frank and Lorenzo Fertitta. Okay, listen up carefully. Which professional darts player has a nickname, The Power?
Ches. Phil Taylor.
He asked for some Phil Taylor questions last week, and I delivered. 3 plays 1. We're 5 questions in. Multiple choice, first of the multiple choice. In 1981, which of the Chappell brothers bowled the infamous underarm ball? Was it A, Greg, B, Trevor, or C, Ian?
Ches.
I'm going to get the wrong buzzer ready just here, just in case.
Ian.
Pulling the fingers up.
Process of elimination, I remember it, but I'm going to say Trevor Chappell.
Trevor is correct. It's correct. Greg was the captain at the time, and he gave the order to his brother to bowl the underarm balls. So, all right.
What was Ian doing?
He's out the outfield, I think, running oranges. Who am I? I'm bringing a bit of who am I back into it. Buzz in whenever you think you know the answer. I was born on the 14th of September, 2011. I retired from my sport in April 2019. I've won over $26 million in prize money. Just a reminder, boys, buzz in whenever you know the
Ches.
answer.
Black caviar.
Ooh, not black caviar, incorrect. I'll keep going. You're still in the hunt, though.
Winks.
Winks is correct.
I was thinking, how the fuck?
8-year-old.
Yeah, 8-year-old.
I'll continue. So the other clues were from 43 starts, I've won 37 times. I won 33 consecutive races, and my name is the same as the term used for blinking with one eye at someone. So very good. 3 plays 2. It might be 4 plays 2, actually, is it?
Yeah, that'll do.
3.
Because one question wasn't answered.
2, 3, 4. No, he's on 4. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah, of course
he's
he
on
is.
3. You're on 3 now too. 3 apiece, I think. Well, I'll review the tape. All right. What number did Michael Jordan
Ches.
wear?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, got to answer now.
It's going to be baseball, isn't it?
Yep.
9.
Incorrect.
Oh, we could be here for a long time.
That's all right. I'll add up the score.
When he went to baseball, 4.
No, it's a higher number. Keep going. Have another guess.
44.
Ooh, very close.
45.
45 is correct.
Thanks, Birdo.
No worries, mate. No worries.
All right, so you got that one, you got that one, you got that one. Now, you got Dustin Martin, you got Trevor Chappell, you got Winks. So we'll 3 apiece going into that. And with Ches got the 45, he is now on 4. 4 plays 3.
Now we're good.
All right. Which sport is Mark Occhilupo famous for? He's an Australian, if that helps.
Not at all.
Want a clue?
Yeah.
It's a water sport.
Ches. Diving.
Incorrect.
Synchronized swimming. Surfing.
Surfing is correct.
Hey.
I'll give you a point. Bonus point if you can spell Occhilupo.
Okotukamano. No way.
No, try? You want to have a try, Ches? You're good with names?
Oh, it's certainly.
Go.
What is it?
Occhilupo.
Okotukamanu.
Occhilupo.
Yeah.
Okalupo. O-C-K.
All right. I won't even give it. You look it up if you want to know. How many total players are on a hockey field?
Bertman, 22.
22 is correct. 5 plays 4. He's taking the lead. Very good. Another multiple choice. How many times has Usain Bolt broken the 100-meter world record? Is it A, 3, B, 4, or C, 5?
I was thinking, that's not Olympic.
No, just the world record.
World record,
Yeah, so
yeah,
you can
wow.
do that wherever. In his backyard if you wanted to.
Far out. I know he's definitely done 3.
Ches,
Olympics.
4.
Oh, Ches is buzzing over the top, but he's wrong.
Yeah, I know he's definitely done 3 Olympics off the top of my head. I'm going to say 5.
What was those options again? Ches, 3.
3 is correct.
Oh, well,
So he's broken the world record 3 times and still holds the world record at 9.58 seconds, boy. That is well quick.
yeah, I'm not far behind.
No, neither's Harry down at the Corso in Manly. All right, speaking of Manly, which Manly player is often referred to as Hank Scorpio?
Ches. No.
Dip,
The brain.
Dip, 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 dip,
How the
dip,
birdo?
dip, 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 dip.
Fuck, it's
What the initials?
Yep.
BP.
Brad Parker.
Brad
Bertman.
Parker.
Yeah.
Spoon fed, but you got it.
Oh, my God.
6 plays 5. All right, Brad Parker. All right, billionaire Mark Cuban owns which NBA team?
How do you spell Cuban?
Cuban.
Is there any,
Clues?
well, I definitely know he doesn't own Chicago Bulls or anything.
Spider.
I'm going to have a random crack. Bertman, Golden State Warriors.
No, I'll give you the initials again. DM.
Dallas Mavericks.
Denver Nuggets.
The M.
Oh, M. I thought you-
Points over here. You didn't buzz in, but you got the answer right.
Oh, I thought I was my turn by default. Sorry.
Six apiece. All right. UFC question. Which Diaz brother is older, Nate or Nick?
Bertman, Nate.
Ches, Nick.
Correct. He's 38 and Nick's 36.
He looks crankier too.
All right. In the FIFA World Rankings, who is currently ranked higher, Argentina or Italy?
Ches, Argentina.
Oh, because of the race.
That's correct. Argentina is correct. Sorry, I had the buzzer ready because it was Ches with a soccer question. So Argentina are 5th and Italy are 6th.
I think that's the first soccer question I've ever got right on this show.
Did you look at the world rankings just last night?
No, this morning when I was doing the questions.
Yeah. So that's literally only 3 days old.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Right. All right, another one, Taylor, for you, J-Rod. Was former Pakistan fast bowler Shoaib Akhtar right or left-handed?
Ches, left.
I'll give you the points.
I'm going to go middle. He's a middle armour.
All right, we have 8 plays 7, nice and close. Last multiple choice. In which year was the first race at Bathurst Mount Panorama, which would then go on to be known as the Bathurst 1000? Was it A, 1960, B, 1963, or C, 1966?
Ches, 1963.
Oh, he's come through with the goods. Correct, Mondo. It was called the Armstrong 500 miles. And from 1960 to 1963, when it moved to Bathurst, it was actually in Phillip Island. And then in 1973, it went from the 500 miles to the 1,000 kilometres.
About the same year as the Tiranas.
Bit of trivia there for you on that one.
A9X.
All right, listen carefully. Former tennis world number 1 is Andre who?
Ches, Agassi.
Agassi is correct.
Heimgartner.
What's his name? Ockenborough or something.
Okatika Manu.
10 plays 7. Bit of catching up to do here. In which sport do you associate the term birdie with?
Bertman,
Chet.
golf.
Golf. Correct. 8 plays 10. 2 questions ago. Which former cricket commentator was famous for sticking his key in the pitch?
Bertman. I'm just going to say Greg Chappell.
Oh, you're half right.
Tony Gregg.
Tony
Tony
yes.
Gregg. I was trying to think of the Billy Birmingham.
Can you believe he died in 2012?
Wow.
2012. Could not believe that. Anyway. All right, we've got 10 plays 9. So this last question is worth 2 points. Nearest to, again, lads, as always, fate is in your own hands. You'll write it down if you want. Up to you, boys. What is the combined number of games that Cameron Smith, Billy Slater and Cooper Cronk have played for the Melbourne Storm? I can give you a bracket if you like. Want a bracket?
Yeah.
It's between 900 and 1,100 games.
Ches, 972.
972 for Ches.
1050.
1050. It is 1,079. Birdo with the win. 2 points again.
Come on. Get a bit of gutting happening.
Ches, 972.
Only because Cameron Smith's in the 400 club, both Cronk and Slater in the 300 club.
Yeah, so-
And I just added a 29, a 17, and
That's what I was
carry
thinking.
the one.
But I took out a few from when I was at the Chooks
So
season.
Smith played 433, and both Slater and Cronk both played 323 for the Storm. Obviously, Cronk went, I think he played another 49 for the Roosters, 2 premierships there as well. So I think that's 6 in a row, mate. I don't know what I even put Phil Taylor questioning. What's happening?
I got that easy.
oh, you had me trumped too. You're up
did.
4-1 or something.
Yeah, if you got that for Tita Brothers, right, you could have won. Anyway, another edition of 21 and Done, all done and dusted again for this week. Great segment. Love it. If you do like it, make sure that you send your questions in. Hit us up on our socials or our website, and we'll get a question to the lads as well. All right, lads, let's jump right into Beer of the Week. Thanks to the White Bull Hotel. As always, great sponsors of the show. Get on down to the bottle shop there. See Hawkeye. He'll fix you up. He's got some great beers on special, some gins as well, and plenty of scotch. What have you got this week, boys?
I actually asked for this one, like I said last week, but it's the wrong one. I know because they didn't have it. So I asked for the Asahi Black, but fortunately they had the Asahi Dry, Asahi Super Dry. I was just on my phone then just Googling up the top of the label. There's a word up here, Karakuchi. This is a Japanese beer. That's why I had to Google it. Karakuchi is a Japanese word that can mean spicy, hot, or dry. So that's a very
like your
wide.
sex life.
That's a very hit and miss.
Well, it's not spicy. It's not hot.
Spicy, hot.
And it's not dry, so it doesn't really. Yeah. Well.
Might be a typo.
Don't know.
Cheers, mate. You could have
of
put
hard
this,
language.
mate. You could have put the 3 5s in a week in a row, mate. You could have put it in doubt here, but
Well, that was the Asahi Black. Everyone's been talking about. See, once again, heavies, 5%ers. They're crisp. They're really good, but I don't think they quite get the 5.
no,
I think it's about a 4. This one,
not with
For
the
me?
price tag of them either. I actually
Great value down at that White Bull.
at the
though.
White Bull. Yeah, absolutely. I remember it. I'm gonna put it out there. We went for drinks. This was before we were sponsored at Tats Hotel. I walked up with a 50, got 3 pints of this, come back with about $8 change. Near fucking died.
You do that just with Cokes there.
Yeah. I'm going to go 4.
4. That's not too bad. That's only one
it's
step
good.
down.
Really, it's just
Realistically, it's not a bad drop, but it's just not that.
Not up to the Melbourne bitter standard.
Yeah, not. I'm not tingling. My prong's not rising. So
they make those on tap too, so it'd be interesting to see if there's much of a difference. You know, how some tap beers are a bit different to packaged.
they're really good on
I
tap.
think on tap it could be very close to a 5 though.
Very good. We'll get a keg in here next week. And
Oh,
we'll bump
don't
it up.
tempt me! Don't tempt me.
Leave me car at home.
That's just about us for this week. Is there anything else you want to cap off, lads, before we do wrap her up?
Boys, I'm going to put a little spicy one out there.
Oh, yes. Yep.
When we talk about signing of the year so far, my signing of the year is not a player. I think Ben Eichen at the Brisbane Broncos. I have a funny feeling Kurt Capewell's there, Adam Reynolds. I think he's going to turn that place around.
Hopefully he does, because they fucking need someone to.
Hey, your boy loves sitting there watching the Broncos get spanked every week, watching the Bulldogs get spanked every week. But I think they're on the way up, Brisbane Broncos. I think that's their signing of the year. It's not a player. It's in fact it's Ben Eichen. He's a magic football mind, and I think he'll go a long way in that position.
good call out. Hopefully his position's available next year, sorry, and get in touch with my people.
The boys.
Might leave us behind. Anything from you, mate?
Not much, mate. Just another thanks to our sponsors and all the listeners and viewers out there.
Yeah, as always.
Thank you very much.
Top Sport, fantastic major sponsor of the show. If you haven't already, as I mentioned, get on over, create yourself a Top Sport account, feel the excitement. White Bull Hotel provide us with the thirst quenchers each and every week. Show couldn't go on without you two sponsors having our back, so really appreciate that. Head on over to our website, become an SGM club member, check out the BBL tip and comp. If you haven't already, subscribe, thumbs up, like, everything like that, and we'll catch you next week. Cheers.
Got it, yes.